Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jesse, and today I'm bringing you my first book haul of the year. I'm still on my book buying ban. Boo! Which I know raises a lot of question going into this video. How is one doing a book haul while they're on a book buying ban? If you don't know the rundown of my book buying ban, basically I have to read 3 books in order to buy 1 book, or I can unhaul 2 books in order to buy 1 book. Which is partly why I have a book haul to share with you guys, because a majority of the books within this video were earned. They were either earned, or they were pre-ordered books, or they were books that were sent to me unsolicited. It's nice when you're on a book buying ban and you get sent free books. Even though the purpose of my ban is to shrink my TBR, and books coming in does not help that. The first pre-order book that arrived this year was Sunbringer. This is the sequel to Godkiller. In this series, gods and mortals live amongst each other. We kick off our story following Kissin, who is a god killer, who one day encounters a god she can't kill, which kicks off a quest for her amongst a crew of other characters that we get introduced to. I read Godkiller earlier this year, and I didn't necessarily leave it being like, oh my god, slay, this is everything, I pledge allegiance myself to this book, can't eat, can't sleep till I get the sequel, but I did leave it being like, all these characters are my children, I've adopted each and every one of them. I've officially hit daddy status. I am intrigued to find out what happens next in Sunbringer. I'm actually really happy with the fact that Sunbringer seems to be bigger than Godkiller, which I feel like is a positive thing. It always makes me nervous when a sequel is not as big or is shorter than the first book. I'm like, ooh, is this just gonna be a filler book? Is it not gonna deliver? But I'm hoping this one delivers. Also, Illumicrate just like never misses with their special editions. I know book boxes have been receiving slack lately for not being that great, but keep Illumicrate's name out that conversation because look at this. We'll do a little overview moment here. Here's the cover, obviously, a stunner. The edges, you're joking. I'm actually not joking. The hardback itself, just jaw-dropping gorgeous. No notes, no critiques, perfection. Speaking of Illumicrate and perfection. Oh my gosh, Jesus Christ. My pre-order for the Illumicrate edition of the Percy Jackson series came in, and it literally changed my life. When I tell you that these are my everything, my pride and joy, one of my most prized possessions, I mean it. If there's one set of books that I would save from a fire, it'd be these babes. Forget my Miss Peregrine's books, these are top tier. If money can't buy you happiness, then what is this? Why am I so happy? I honestly prefer these books nude, so I probably will be undressing them and displaying them that way because they are perfection underneath their jackets. Let me just give you a little overview of the perfection we've got on our hands here. First up here, we've got the Lightning Thief. This is what the dust jacket looks like. Then underneath, this is it in its nude form. The edges, which line up with the other books and create a huge image. I'll show you the full edges at the end. Each book has art in the front and in the back. This is the Sea of Monsters cover, the book Undressed, the art in the front, the art in the back. This is the Titan's Curse book cover, the Titan's Curse nude, the art in the front, the art in the back, the Battle of the Labyrinth book cover, the book in its nude form, the art in the front, the art in the back, and the final book, The Last Olympian. This is the dust jacket. This is what it looks like nude, the art in the front, the art in the back. These are the books all lined up with their covers. These are the books all lined up nude. They look so good, nude, and then the edges all lined up. What in the perfection? I am trying to cut back on special editions and getting duplicates of books, especially because a lot of the special editions these days do not feel that special. Like, a book just having sprayed edges is not special to me anymore. But these are god tier, and you can't tell me otherwise. I'm obsessed with you. If there's one thing about me, I love being a hypocrite. I just went on a spiel about how I'm trying to cut back on duplicates, and one of the first books I bought this year was the deluxe edition of The Lightning Thief. Another Percy Jackson book has entered the chat. Listen, it's stunning. They did the dang thing with this book. Came swinging, dropped a stunner. Mind you, Illumicrate still wins the battle when it comes to Percy Jackson editions, but this is beautiful too. This came out right around the time that the show launched, so they knew exactly what they were doing, and I bought right into it. I really said, capitalism. Here's an overview for you. It's got this like slipcase moment happening, and you can slide the book in and out of it. Here's the hardback itself and the spine. The sprayed edge has a lightning bolt on it, and throughout the book there are illustrations that are paired along with the story. It also has a built-in ribbon bookmark, which is nice. Did it make my life better? Realistically, no, but every time it catches my eye, it brings me immense amounts of happiness, and I'll take that. Next up, I picked up a copy of The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I've read this book already, and it was fantastic. I'm a big Ashley Poston fan. I feel like her books feed my soul, and she gives lots of variety. Like, she's had a series that delivers geeky, fandomy, nerdcore, bubbly greatness. And then The Dead Romantics, which honestly obviously has a lot of overlapping themes with this book. They both have a focus on death and the grief that follows. They both bring in a little fantastical moment, and they know how to drop the feels right on your lap. In the 7-year slip, we are following a main character named Clementine, who is a book publicist. She's dealing with grief after the loss of her aunt, whom she was very close to, and she ends up meeting this guy at her aunt's place, but finds herself confused out of her mind when she finds out that he lives 7 years in the past. I know Ashley Poston is not for everyone. Every time I talk about her books, I feel like there are some people that show up in the comments that are like, meh, meh, meh. And I get it, she does write for a specific type of person, but I am that specific type of person. They're my cup of tea and I will gladly sip the heck out of her books. I got this super cute graphic novel called Super Boba Cafe. In it, we are basically just following a little girl and her aunt who take care of this boba shop and this cat that just roams around the cafe. How freaking cute does this sound? I'll answer that for you. It sounds freaking cute. I'm working on a very boba-filled video right now, and this book will be included in that, and I just feel like I'm going to love it. Like, it's pairing two of my favorite things, boba and graphic novels. What could go wrong there? That's what I want to know. But the answer is probably nothing. Nothing could go wrong there. I'm gonna love this, and I'm so excited about it. Next up, I got the Illumicrate edition of The Prisoner's Throne. I believe this ties up the duology that is the spin-off to the Cruel Prince series. And let me be clear, no, I have not finished the Cruel Prince trilogy, so I have not even started the duology. These editions were just too pretty to pass up on. I got these editions in the original trilogy, and then when they announced the duology, I was like, well, I might as well pick up those too, because I'm gonna want them when it comes around to me finally reading them. The only sad thing in this situation is that I've heard mediocre things about this duology in particular, which makes me sad. Like, I'm gutted. A dagger to the heart. At least this is beautiful, though that does not make up for a sucky story, in my opinion. I am really eager to commit some time to the Cruel Prince trilogy and then the spin-off duology and see how I feel about it as a whole. I did really like the Cruel Prince when I first read it, but I'm gonna give it a reread at some point and see if my opinions have changed at all. Here's an overview of the book though. This is the front cover of the hardback and the back cover, the sprayed edges, which are really nice, and on the inside flap there's artwork. I picked up this manga called Boy Meets Maria at one of my favorite bookstores in New York City. It's Kinokuniya. It's a chain, so it's not exclusive to New York, but I really love the location at Bryant Park. The top floor is jam-packed with rows and rows and rows of manga. If you're a manga lover like me, it's literally like walking into heaven. I wanted to pick up something that I'd never heard of before and also something that was like not a big commitment. This is a one-shot manga. It's a standalone, and if I can get my hands on a standalone, I'm going to do just that, especially when it comes to manga, because there are so many manga series out there that can be upwards of like 100+ volumes, and like, I'm not about to commit to something like that. We all know how I am with book series. If you're new here and you don't know, I'm terrible at sticking to book series. This is a story about exploring love and gender with the backdrop of a high school drama club. I flipped through it several times and it looks like there are some like graphic scenes, so if you're interested in this one, if you're interested in checking it out, I would say look at some trigger warnings before you pick it up. The other book that I got while I was in New York was The Lamb Will Slaughter the Lion. I have a whole vlog talking about this book. I did not like it. I do not recommend it. It was one of those situations where I was just having a not so great day in New York, and I obviously didn't have access to my own book collection, and I didn't have access to the library, so I decided to go out and pick myself up a book, and I read it and didn't like it. So I'm glad I'm in Missouri now and have access to my library so I can go try out books before I commit to buying them. The last section of books that I'm going to be sharing are books that were sent to me unsolicited, which honestly, I've been trying to think if these should go against my book buying ban, like if I should have to like earn these books technically. I currently do not have that like worked into the system, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, because a part of the book buying ban is for me to like lower my TBR and not have as many physical books on my TBR. So I don't know about this, chef. What should I do, chef? You are the chef in question. I don't know why I started calling you chef, but chef you are. It just popped in my mind and I ran with the bit. First up here we have Tinder Beast, which is actually ironic that I have this book because when I was in New York, I kept seeing this book in Barnes & Noble and I was like, I need you, I need you, I need you. But I stuck to my guns and didn't end up buying it. And then when I got home from New York, I had a package filled with books. And this is one of the books that was in there. So thank you, Simon Teen, for sending me this book. It's a YA psychological thriller. In this book, we are following this girl whose brother's been wrongfully accused of murder and she's doing everything she can to clear his name. But in doing so, she finds herself in a dangerous situation. Then I was sent Otherworldly. I've been really wanting to try out this author's books because they always sound so appealing to me. This one, I'll be honest, does not sound like the most appealing. It's just that the description had me confused. It's one of those descriptions where when I was reading it, it was just like completely going over my head, which might be a bad sign. Should that be of concern? It's a book with a bit of magic involved. In it, we are following our main character, Ellery, who lives in this region that it's been like winter for 5 years. And everyone within this region believes believes that the supernatural exists, but Ellery is a non-believer. They do not believe in the supernatural. And then on the flip side, we are following Knox, who is from the otherworld. He is a magical assistant who is sent to the real world to help humans when they hit a crossroads of some sort. I'm not exactly what the crossroad is. Ellery and Knox end up meeting, and Ellery is going to be the person to help Knox out of this sticky situation that he's found himself in, which involves crossroad demons. Finally, I got sent a copy of Nothing Special, which I'm always so excited when I get sent graphic novels. I feel like I very rarely get sent graphic novels, and it always just like makes me so happy when I get sent them. This is a physical copy of the webtoon Nothing Special, which just sounds like such a wholesome and fun adventure, and I am here for it. This follows two not-so-human teens and a radish ghost, like literally a ghost that is a radish, and we follow them as they tackle the fantasy adventure of a lifetime. Some of my favorite graphic novels started as webtoons. We've got Let's Play and Hooky, so I'm very much so looking forward to breaking into the story and seeing how I feel about it. Those are all the books that I've picked up so far this year and books that I've been sent, which I feel like is not too bad considering this is like 3 months of books, almost 3 months of books. We are still like in the middle of March, but it's fine. I'm still going strong with my book buying ban. I'm hanging in there, chef. I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments. Have you read any of the books that I mentioned in this video? If not, let me know down below in the comments the last book that you bought for yourself or the last book that you checked out from the library. I want to hear from you guys down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to go and hit that like button. If you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe or go and hit that bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope your day is bright, that tomorrow is brighter. Keep reading what your heart desires, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, yo!